know, I am Dr. Shifa Muhammad Noor from Malaysia. Good afternoon, and it's actually 8:15 at night here in Malaysia. So we are working day and night now. It is an honor for me to chair the session, the fourth session for today. The theme is on Islamic banking. So we would like to introduce the first presenter. It's Jamal Naineva. Is that how to pronounce your name? Her academic background includes Bachelor in Economics from Kyrgyz State National University. So you're from Kyrgyzstan, is it? Okay, and MSc in Finance and Banking from British University in Dubai, where her thesis focused on comparative analysis of race and sukuk and conventional bonds. Furthermore, Jamal completed finance and sustainability courses at Harvard Extension School. Jamal's professional experience started at Kyrgyz Project Promotion Agency, where she facilitated collaboration with multilateral donor agencies. Before moving to Doha, Jamal served in multiple startups in UAE and Estonia, where she performed industry research and wrote about innovation and partnership. Currently, Jamal is pursuing her PhD in Islamic finance and economy at Hamad bin Khalifa University. MashaAllah, very good background. So we would like to leave the space for Jamal to present her leveraging open banking to advance Islamic financial service for 20 minutes, okay? So the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'll start sharing the screen now. Can you let me know, please, when you can see it?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, just a second. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you, the organizers of this symposium, for the opportunity to present our paper. And then I would like to thank my professor, Dr. Ahmed Aysan, for his constant inspiration and encouragement throughout our studies and with this paper in particular. So today I would like to present for you the paper on open banking and how it can benefit the Islamic financial service industry. The presentation will be as following. Just a second. I will touch upon the concept of open banking. Then in the case study, I will present the case study of the Islamic fintech, which benefited from the open banking regulation in Europe. And then I will touch upon the development of open banking in Muslim majority countries. That's how the presentation will go today. We live in a very uncertain time today. We're not sure whether tomorrow we will work from the office or from home, whether our kids will be able to go to school, whether we'll be able to travel to meet our relatives. And even this conference, when I was applying to it in May, I was hoping to meet everyone personally in Istanbul in October, but we're having it online today. So this uncertainty is there in our life. And what is certain is that the world is changing very rapidly and we are moving towards this new digital world. And the recent pandemic actually accelerated this movement. The digitalization happened in all areas, including finance. And today, for example, blockchain, cryptocurrency, e-wallet become a buzzwords which are changing our reality. This rapid development of fintech raises the questions, what is next? How these new financial players will be integrated into the existing financial sector, or will they create their own ecosystems? And I believe that open banking give answers to some of these questions. So what is open banking? Open banking is an emerging concept and it lacks its unified definition. Here I brought the definition of the Euro Banking Association, which says that open banking is the process of how banks share their products and how they enable customers to share data and account functionality with third-party applications in a secure and resilient fashion. This figure represents the main building blocks of the open banking. API is the core of the open banking system. It's a technological enabler, we call it application programming interface. In the simple way, we can say that this is intermediaries which allow communication between two softwares. So due to APIs, the transmission of data happens fast and in an expensive way. Data is the main resource of the open banking. Data is valuable, and the value of data is increasing every day. So according to the open banking concept, the customers actually own their financial data, and the banks, they share the customers' financial data with the third-party providers with the consent of the customers. Security was always a very essential point of any banking system, but now with the banking system going into digital world, we can add also cybersecurity to this issue, and we will discuss this point later when I will touch on the challenges of introducing open banking. And then again, open banking can be described as some kind of platform, and operation and governance of this platform is another building block of open banking concept. I like this graph because it's represented in a very simple way what is open banking. It's a figure presented by Deloitte, and it represents open banking as kind of marketplace or the mall. You know, like in the olden times, we have shops which were very specialized, for example, butcher shop or bakery shop. And then it was consolidated into the malls where there are different types of shops and plus additional features such as, for example, entertainment or food courts, food outlets. In the similar manner, open banking through the open APIs present different kind of financial services within one platform to the customers. What are the main benefits of the open banking? Besides allowing fintech entering market easily, the main benefits of the open banking are concentrated around the customers. It's the customer-oriented ecosystem, and the main benefits should be on the customer side. The customer should have access to the fast direct payments and swift development and implementation of innovative products, increase competition and diversity of the supply of the different financial products. Open banking should facilitate increase of the financial inclusion. And as we mentioned before, the data should be owned and managed by the customers. Risk mitigation can be achieved through the transferring some types of risk to the third-party providers. Now we're going to the more practical side of the open banking. So now we have two types of the open banking initiatives. It can be either regulation-driven or industry-driven. And in this graph, I represent some of the countries of these two types of the initiatives. And now we're going to PSD2, Payment Service Directive, adopted by the European Union in 2016 and came into the effect in 2018. It is considered to be among the best practices of regulatory-driven initiatives to introduce and accelerate open banking. As we can see from the name, Payment Service Directives, this initiative is based on the payment sector. The PSD2 is defining two main types of the TPPs. The payment initiation service providers, which can initiate payment order at the customer's request without any contractual relationship with the customer's bank through the open APIs. And account information service providers, which can access the customer's accounts in various financial institutions to aggregate multiple financial information in a single screen. This is again achieved through the open APIs. And PSD2 can be defined as having three main pillars. The first pillar is processing operation, addresses transparency in terms of pricing, extended customer rights, and stricter reporting standards for banks. The second pillar, access to accounts, set out the technological requirements by which banks must allow payment institutes to use the infrastructure to access account data and initiate payments on behalf of customers. This again, we're talking about API, open APIs, and the security and operation risk management pillar concerns security, including requirements for strong customer authentication, SCA. Now we're going to the Solaris Bank. The Solaris Bank AG is a German-based bank as a service platform created as a result of PSD2 initiative. It launched its operation in Berlin in 2016, and it can be defined as a technology company with a full banking license. It was issued by the BaFin. The bank offers an innovative technological infrastructure for the digital economy while lending its banking license to the fintechs. So what are the main characteristics of the Solaris Bank? As we mentioned before, it is a bank as a platform. So it offers its systems to the third-party providers. White labeling allows these TPPs provide products such as credit cards under their own brands. Modularity allows a different range of TPPs to onboard on the specific module depending on their functionality. And as of June 2020, more than 70 companies were onboarded on the Solaris platform. And among these companies were digital banks, trading platform, cryptocurrency trading platform, and even used car marketplace. They were all the players on the same platform. New digital know your customer KYC method is called Bank Ident, and it was developed in the cooperation with Samsung Pay. And this KYC was developed as in the response of the PSD2 requirement of the strong customer authentication. SEPA credit transfers and SEPA direct debits payment methods allowed the fast payment within the EU. The revenue model of Solaris Bank is based on the fees for pay-to-use APIs, interchange fees on card transactions, and credit interest revenue sharing. It has now over 400 employees and more than 750,000 customers on its platform. Next, now finally we coming to the Islamic fintech, which is was actually the main interest in this case study. So Insha is the first European Sharia compliant digital bank. It was founded in Germany in 2018 and it's launched in operation in 2019. It's mainly provide the transfer services, money transfer services, but it has also other services such as, for example, some saving accounts, and even they provide, I think, trading with the gold services. But what is interesting for us in this case is that how Insha benefited from the open banking. Currently, Insha is operating under the license of Solaris. It's a conventional open banking platform, as you understand from the previous slides, because German regulation, banking regulation, do not provide an option to issue an Islamic banking license. So through this open APIs, through the open banking, the Insha were able to deliver Sharia compliant financial services to its customer while using the banking license of the conventional bank. So this was the main benefit, which demonstrates the how the financial fintech or Islamic fintechs, for example, can benefit from the open banking. And because of the open banking regulation, the Insha were able to provide such services as, for example, aggregation of all the accounts in a single screen, as I mentioned earlier. And moreover, it was able to provide, for example, fast payment, and it was able to issue their own debit and credit cards while spending less money and less time to enter the market. And tomorrow, for example, if Insha would decide to extend into other countries within EU and Solaris Bank would not have the similar plans, Insha should be able to plug in into any other platform within that country, and that's how she can extend its operation. So here we talked about the benefits for the open banking to Islamic fintech in non-Muslim countries. What about Muslim majority countries? In this table, I aggregated examples of some Muslim majority, the development of fintech or of open banking in the Muslim majority countries. And as we can see, most of the countries are in progress of introducing the open banking regulation. 3 countries, Bahrain, Indonesia, and Turkey, already introduced the open banking framework. And in the countries where the regulation in progress, we can see initiative from the industry where the banks open their APIs without the pressure from the regulators. Of course, open banking is a new concept, as I mentioned. It has its own challenges. And one of the main challenges is the bank-customer relationship. Traditionally, the customers stay with the bank throughout the history, throughout their life. But now, because of the ease of the switch between different platforms, banks should put special effort to understand their customers in order to attract new customers and retain the old ones. The banks should develop the products which will really reflect the customer's needs. And of course, this should come with the customers also education. The customer should understand what is the open banking, what are their rights in managing their data, how they can benefit from this new concept. As I mentioned before, the open banking is a platform, and managing of this platform comes also with its own challenges. So many companies on one platform raises the questions of the reputation, for example, how to maintain reputation, how to deal with the branding of the different products. Also, it will require education and familiarization, not only of the customers, but also employees of the financial institutions. Another issue is that when we introduce open banking in the country, the technological level of the financial institutions within the country should be at a certain level, which may require also additional efforts to reach this technological level. As I mentioned before, security is a big issue in the banking system. Cybersecurity now is an issue in the digital banking system. But since the open banking is concentrated on the customer's data, there is also an issue of how for example, third-party providers use this data, how ethically they can use it. And because we know the recent scandals, for example, with Facebook and even Islamic mobile application, when they misuse the data of the customers. Just quickly, I just would like to mention that, for example, open banking regulation in UK, when it was introduced with the standardized APIs. While in Europe, the API standardization is still in progress, and this standardization can actually ease the life of the fintech and the regulators also as well. So it's important also stage when introducing open banking. That's mostly all what I would like to tell you today about open banking. I just see that it should be the efforts of all stakeholders, incumbent banks, fintechs, and very much regulators in order to provide the healthy and secure ecosystem. I should also mention the role of academia. We should play its own role. And I just would like to remind myself and all of us that we should be, as academia, we try to be objective and honest and not to get overexcited about these newcomers, especially since we are working in the area of Islamic finance, that our scrutiny towards the new products should be even higher. Thank you very much. That's it from my side.
Okay, thank you very much, Jama. It was a very interesting topic. It's also in trend now, speaking and discussing about digitalized Islamic finance. Before I open question to the floor, I have one question about, is open banking the same with digital banking?
No, but open banking is a concept. It's more the concept or the platform. The digital bank is the bank which fully functioning within the digital world. So, for example, we can say Insha, which I gave an example in my presentation, it is a digital bank. But the open banking is more like a broader concept.
Okay, thank you. So is there any question for Sister Jama? You may write in the chat box, or you can just ask her now.
May I have like a question?
Professor.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. So my question is really related to Dr. Shifa's question, because when you say open banking, so it reminds me fintech and like technology and other technological means to use in banking. So you said it's not related to like fintech.
No, it is a fintech. It is fintech because it's used new financial technologies. Yes, the open APIs, and it's even based actually on the blockchain, certain procedures.
Yeah, it's not like blockchain. So
but it's not like a blockchain. No,
yeah,
it's not exactly. But yeah, this is. I think if to best understand open banking, we can talk about the platform, where there can be digital banks on this platform. There can be other service providers, for example, some trading services. So it's a little bit broader than the just digital bank. It's a little bit broader concept.
Okay, so so my question is like related. It's about to regulation about this like open banking system.
Yeah. So
and also, can a bank open like a platform, or is it a different other than banks or institutions? Did you?
No. Okay. The first part, it also yes. It's a concept which includes regulation as well. So it can be either regulators who impose banks to open their APIs to the other fintechs, or the banks themselves. In many countries, we can see this example. The banks themselves open their APIs voluntarily to.
Okay.
But the second part of the question, I did not understand.
The bank can open it and control it, right?
Yes,
it's totally under their control.
What do you mean by control? They open their API.
Okay.
And then yes, they decide who will actually have access, right? Okay. The third party, yeah. Okay. But the customers should also give their permission actually to have this access to their accounts.
Okay.
Okay. Any other question for Sister Jama?
May I ask you a question?
Yes, please
Assalamu
proceed.
alaikum, sister. This is Fatma. I'm a PhD candidate at Istanbul University.
Yes.
And I would like to ask you the opening bank, as you described, is a more broader concept than the digitalized Islamic banking.
Yes.
Which means fully functional as digital bank.
Yes.
And traditional banking was made for a lifestyle, and that's not exist, doesn't exist anymore. But as I understand, Insha is designed to meet the needs of the modern life, and this system is fully digitalized and mobile first banking platform, and it's at the same time, I would like to ask you the benefits of digital banking, and what kind of principles they have, I just would like to ask you that.
Okay, if we talk about the benefits of
the moral principles.
You're talking about Insha?
Yeah, Insha. Yeah.
I think it depends on what kind of digital bank. It can be Islamic or it can be non-Islamic, conventional one. So if Insha is a Sharia compliant Islamic banking, so it fully Sharia compliant. It offers their service into the compliance of the Sharia. So it's actually sometimes portrayed itself as an ethical, also digital banking to attract non-Muslims also into their platform. And if you talk about the benefits of the digital banks, it's allow the ease of the customers, for example, to open their accounts, to be onboarded on this platform. It provides faster, for example, transactions of the financial resources. What else? It's like there are many benefits, but I agree with you that maybe digital banking still does not accommodate all customers, and we have, for example, older generation which are still not familiar with the new products on the market, and this can be also one of the parts of responsibility of the financial service providers to educate their customers and to try to approach different sectors and segments of the customers.
So is it possible to say that, you know, it will create the new style for Muslims?
New what? Sorry?
So can we say, you know, this system will create a new style, you know, new lifestyle for the Muslims?
New style? I don't know, maybe new style in dealing with finance.
So I mean, it's quite different from the, you know, traditional banking system.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But
that's
you know,
why maybe
I think it also reflects the changing within the society, like the people.
Okay.
I think it's like it's coming also simultaneously, maybe, or somehow parallel. We are changing also, and the system is changing. Who influence what? It's sometimes difficult to say, I think.
So it's just normal. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Fatma.
Yes, Sister Fatima. I think the transition of digitalization has gone globally, right? Slowly, not only in Islamic finance, but I think everyone is experiencing it now, especially because of the pandemic. Yeah. Okay, so do you have one more question, please, before we move to the second presenter? Last question. Any questions? Can I have one question, please? Okay. I want to ask you, I'm very interested into fintech nowadays. Currently, I'm also researching on Zakat blockchain as well. So I want to know whether when we go digitalize, do we lose the human touch? Do we also serve the socially and financially excluded groups as well? So what is your opinion about that?
I think that this rapid development of fintech actually allow broader inclusion of the unbanked population. Mm-hmm. But about the human touch, yes, I believe, yes, it can be missed at a certain point, and that's why we are still missing, as we discussed before, certain customers who are used to go to the bank, to see the officer, to see the workers in the bank. I think it's an important issue to discuss, but unfortunately, digitalization, we cannot stop it now. You know, this process, we discussed this in the first also session, it's unstoppable. And as a Islamic financial service providers, we should try to understand the system as much as possible, and then try to make our ummah also benefit from these technological developments.
Okay.
Thank you. I hope I answer your question.
Yes. So thank you very much, Sister Jamal. Very interesting presentation. Now we would like to go to the next presenter, Nur Sakina. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. So Nur Sakina will be presenting on the increasing the role and cooperation of Islamic banking in supporting Indonesia to become a trendsetter in halal industry. She will compare study of Indonesia and also Malaysia. Nur Sakina is a postgraduate student from Sultan Sharif Qasim Riau. Right. Okay, so the screen is yours.
Okay, you can see the slide.
Yes.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabbihi ajma'in. Okay, introduce, my name is Nur Sakina. I am from Indonesia. The title of my paper in this symposium is Increasing the Role and Cooperation of Islamic Banking in Supporting Indonesia to Become a Trendsetter in Halal Industry, Comparative Study of Indonesia and Malaysia. With the large Muslim population in the world, there is big encouragement for Indonesia to live in Sharia way in various sectors of halal industry. This research is intended to increase the role and cooperation of Islamic banking in supporting Indonesia to become a translator for the halal industry in order to be able to compete with other countries and to find out the role of Islamic banking cooperation in seeing opportunity for the halal industry to advance the country economy. This research is to analyze the role and cooperation of Islamic banking in supporting Indonesia to become a translator for the halal industry. This research includes strategies that need to be implemented by Islamic banking and include the data. The halal industry is not only demanded by Muslim majority country with the Muslim minority population. Many are consumers of halal products such as Brazil, Australia, Japan, Thailand, and Singapore. From State of the Global Islamic Economy Report, halal is a universal indicator for product and lifestyles. The increasing preference of the world community toward the halal industry is not only because of religious belief or teachings, but because halal products have good guarantees in terms of quality, cleanliness, health, and safety. Okay, number one, comparison of Indonesia and Malaysia halal food. Indonesia is the country with the large Muslim population in the world. Nevertheless, the ranking Indonesia food and beverage industry in the world market is still inferior to other neighboring countries in the world ASEAN, namely Malaysia and Singapore. According to Islamic Economy Indicator ranking Indonesia, halal food and beverage industry in Indonesia is 4th place, below Malaysia in 1st place, Singapore in 2nd, and United Arab Emirates in the 3rd place. Chairman of the Association of Food Entrepreneurs and Indonesia Ring said that the loss of Indonesia ranking was due to nothing else than a recording factor. Because Indonesia has only entered halal food in 2020, but immediately entered the top 4 due to improved management and record keeping. Indonesia has not yet entered the exporting country, so it is necessary to make improvement. Besides, Malaysia very aggressively doing branding, recording food and beverage products that are exported with halal label, thus making it develop large for the future. If the problem of data collection in Indonesia is improved or synchronized, Indonesia contribution will be higher. But not just data, it is also then there will be an increase in export of Indonesia food and beverage product because of the huge market potential. The goal of the halal market will continue to occur along increasing population, gross domestic product, religious relation, connectivity, digital to ethical consumerism. Number 2, comparison of Indonesia and Malaysia halal pharmacy. Based on the 2020 until 2021 State of Global Islamic Economy Report, in the industry halal cosmetic pharmacy, Indonesia is ranked 6th. Malaysia is moving aggressively to become the center of the world halal market in 2020. Indonesia is very far behind Malaysia in terms of halal standard. Of the total product trade in country, only 20% are labeled halal, while in Malaysia it's already above 70%. Halal labeling in Malaysia is done by JIKAM, which is under the office of the Prime Minister. Therefore, the halal label on other product can be accepted all over the world, including countries that do not dominate by Muslim. Systematically, the Malaysia government divide the halal industry into 20 subsectors: food, travel and tour, pharmaceutical, sanitary and cosmetic, the additive food, food supplement, drugs and vaccine, Islamic finance, logistics, leather products, insurance, and media. Malaysia reaps significant value from the export of halal product because of the logo halal is recognized by the world. This condition is contrary to halal certification in Indonesia. Okay, number 2 is comparison of Indonesia and Malaysia halal fashion. The State of the Global Islamic Economy Report in 2019 until 2020 report, the consumption of Muslim ration in the world reached $283 billion, and continues to increase by project average growth rate of 6%. So that in 2025, the consumption of Muslim fashion would is projected to be worth $4,002 billion. Meanwhile, Indonesia own consumption still around $21 billion US. Of course, this shows that market opportunity are still open, which is very large for Indonesia in the global and domestic market. The development of Muslim fashion in Indonesia has achievement in the arena of international. This refers to the report of the State of Global Islamic Economy report. Indonesia ranked third as the country that development fashion the best Muslim in the world after the United Arab Emirates and Turkey. Indonesia has the opportunity to get its first place and become one of the world Muslim fashion center. The Muslim fashion industry is part of the apparel industry that has a contribution significant impact on the national economy. For the halal industry in the field of Muslim fashion, Indonesia is experiencing development compared to Malaysia because of Indonesia ranking is above Malaysia. Okay, comparison of Indonesia and Malaysia halal tourism. Another leading sector in the Islamic economic ecosystem is halal tourism. On 2019, this field has successful won the title of the world best halal tourist destination according to Global Muslim Travel Index. Indonesia score in halal tourism increasing in 5 years last year. In recent years, several Indonesia tourist areas have also been awarded from the World Halal Tourist Award. The award was given to Sembalun Valley, East Lombok, West Nusa Tenggara, which received the award the best halal honeymoon destination in the world. There is also the city of Padang, who received the title the best halal destination in the world, and Aceh province is the best halal culture destination in the world. Okay, if Islamic banking has a big role in the halal industry in Indonesia, it doesn't only Islamic banking will progress, but also the Indonesia economy as a whole will go forward. Judging for the comparison with the Indonesia and Malaysia halal industry, Indonesia is below Malaysia. This means the growth and development of Malaysia halal industry is far away more advanced, as evidenced by the halal food sector, halal pharmacy, and halal tourism in Malaysia at the top compared to Indonesia itself. There are 4 big sectors that are opportunity major in developing the halal industry, namely the food industry, the pharmaceutical industry, fashion, and tourist industry. Islamic banking can have a role in developing the 4 sectors, including cooperation with company that will issue product with halal labeling for financial use Islamic banking. Banking Sharia can develop Sharia debit card and Sharia card to make it easier for tourists to access the convenience of Sharia tourist attraction. Islamic banking can provide financing for entrepreneurs in the field of Sharia tourist, fashion, and pharmaceutical product to develop their business, which in turn help to improve the halal industry in Indonesia. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sakina, for your presentation. A very good presentation. May I open the floor for question to Nur Sakina? Any question from the participants?
Okay, hi. I will do, positive discrimination and for the women presenters. And may I ask a question about the halal industry, which includes the Islamic banking. And the presenter mentioned about 4 different sectors, main sectors in the halal industry. One of them was the fashion sector. And so what kind of opportunities provide the Islamic banking for this sector? Thank you.
I think it seems Nur Sakina is not
She's gone, is it?
Yes.
Oh, really?
She's gone. Yeah.
Okay.
Let us
Either-
1 second. Let us. I mean, I think there is a connection problem. Just give us
Yeah.
a second.
You have to repeat your question once she's back again.
Okay. Okay. I
And
will.
also, please open your camera if it's possible.
Can the organizer contact her?
Yeah, 1 second. We are trying to connect.
Okay. So she didn't come yet? No, okay.
So how is it in Istanbul?
Yeah, Istanbul is quite, you know, I mean, it's quite busy.
How is the COVID case there?
Yeah, it's increasing really. Yeah, it will be, you know, yeah, it will be carry on, you know, increasing.
It has been decreasing here in Malaysia lately.
Oh, really? That's great.
Yes.
That's a great news, you know.
We have been locked down for a lot of months. Only this next week we can start return to campus.
Really? That's great.
Yeah, since March we were at home.
So it's fully open now.
It opens, but still the courses are online.
Okay.